Uh, Good morning, students, and welcome to the class of Microsoft. Good morning, Rajneesh sir, and a warm welcome to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, sir. So you may please start the session, sir.
Yeah. Very warm welcome to all for today's session. Uh, so, without any further introductions, let me get on to the class. Okay. So yesterday we had covered so many features in MS Word. Then we moved on to MS Excel. Uh, and we had learned some important concepts, basic concepts in Excel yesterday. So we'll be continuing with the Excel sessions only today because as per my understanding, you will be mostly working in Excel only rather than any other tools. I think it will be like this. Most of your time you will be spending in Excel, then sometime in PowerPoint, and in Word you will be spending only very less time. Okay, so we'll concentrate more on Excel in our whole sessions, and we'll cover the advanced Excel also, and whichever possible manner I'll be able to help you out in these days. Right? Okay, so all right. So yesterday, where did we stop? We stopped by telling the golden rules in Excel. We talked about the absolute referencing, and I also had told you how to do an absolute referencing without using any dollar symbols. How do you use the range names, or how do you name a cell? Okay, so that we can use this absolute referencing much easily, right? That was where we had left it out yesterday. Today, on continuation to that particular topic only, yesterday we had actually named one particular cell. We named this cell. Okay, this cell was named as discount, and we used that cell for in our formula references and all. Okay, today let us learn how to name a range. Now, what is a range in Excel? What is a range? A range is collection of cells. It's a group of cells which is adjacent to each other. It's a group of cells which is adjacent to each other. This can be a range. This can be a range. This can be a range. So it's a group of cells which is adjacent to each other. Right? So that is called range. Now, how do we refer a range? How do we refer a range? We refer a range by giving the address like this. For example, I'm going to refer this range. Okay, this is the reference range I'm going to mention. All right. So what is the cell address of this particular cell? The first cell in the range is I3, right? And the last cell in the range is K8. So I will refer this as I3 to K8. Okay, I3 to K8. This is how we refer a range. We'll use a colon. Okay, we'll use a single colon in between, and the first cell in the range, a colon, and the last cell in the range. So let us assume this is the range. How do we refer to this range? In this case, the range is, this is which cell? It is I10. This is I15. So this will be mentioned as I10 colon I15. So this is how we name, we specify a range in any formulas or functions. Okay. So now we are going to name this range. Okay, instead of I10 to I15, or what is this range? What is this range? This range is E5 to E11, right? So instead of E5 to E11, instead of E5 to E11, we are going to give a specific name to the range. How do we give a name to the range? We will select the range. Step number 1. We will go to name box and give the new name. Okay. Let us name this as gross. Okay. So now this particular range is not E5 to E11. Instead, this particular range is gross. Okay, so we can use this range name in any functions also. You can use this range name in any functions also. Clear? Imagine we are going to total, we are going to sum this up. I am yet to cover the functions part, but just for you to understand this range name concept, I am using a function called sum. We will talk about this later. I'll detail about this function later. But here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find out the total of all the values in this range. So what is the range name? Gross. So I can just put gross and bracket close, enter. Otherwise, what we had to do? Otherwise, what we had to do? We should have given E5 to E11. To get the sum, we had to use this cell addresses. Even that also will give you the correct answer only. But instead of using this reference, cell references, we can use the range names. That is something which you need to understand, and this helps you a lot. This helps you a lot. For example, I need the sum in this cell. I need the sum of the values from this sheet. All these values sum, I want it in the I want it in my sheet number 2, where in E7 I wanted the sum. So normally what we do is equal to sum, open the bracket, and we'll go to this sheet, we'll select these cells, close the bracket and enter. So we have to go to this sheet, come back to this sheet, so many things. But instead, since we had given the name, I can even refer that name from any other sheets also. Is equal to sum gross. Okay, so I can refer the name, I can use this name across all the worksheets in this workbook. That is what I'm trying to tell. Okay, this gives you so many conveniences while you are working with the data. Clear? So I hope the range name concept is clear to you. What is a range and how do we give a range name? By default, how is the range referred and how do we give a range name? Now we are going to learn another most important topic in Excel, which is called functions. Okay. Now, what is a function? What is a function? Imagine you are teaching someone to make tea. How do you teach them? You will tell them, take a bowl of water and keep it on the gas stove, light the stove, let the water boil, then you put tea powder, then you add milk, then you stir, then you add sugar, again stir, and pour it in the cups and serve. These many instructions we will give, right? But once he have learned that, once this guy have learned that making tea, then what will you tell? Go make a tea. That's all, right? Then you don't have to give this instruction again and again. You can just tell them make a T. Right? So like that, if you have set of instructions to be given to Excel, if you have a set of instructions to be given to Excel, you don't give that instructions again and again. Instead, there are some predefined functions in Excel which you can use to execute those set of instructions. Okay, coming to this particular example, imagine I want to sum all these values. So we had learned about formulas. So using formulas, can we sum this? Yes, we can still sum this using formula. How do we use formula to sum this? Is equal to this cell plus this cell. Formulas are nothing but where we use these operators, right? Formulas are nothing but where we use these operators, plus, minus, multiplication, subtraction, 4 arithmetic operators. Okay, and this plus this, like that we will go. Imagine you have 1000 rows of numbers. Okay, you have 1000 rows of numbers. Will you calculate this by using formula? You will have to spend the whole day sitting to create this formula, right? And there might be mistake also. You might leave some cells also in between by mistake. So again, the answer also will get wrong. So to avoid, so that is a series of instruction which we are going to give Excel. Instead of giving that series of instruction, Excel know a function called SUM. So it is like we are just telling one word, make a T. Go make an T, make a T. Right? So just like that, just like we are telling someone to make a T, we are asking Excel to get the total of all these numbers by using this one word. So this is function. Okay, this is a function. Now, each and every function in Excel will have an opening bracket and a closing bracket. All the functions will have an opening bracket and a closing bracket. Okay, there are more than around 700, 750 functions in Excel. Okay, you don't have to learn all these things. You don't have to learn all the functions. There are some important functions we will discuss, that only you will have to learn, because those are the functions which you will use in daily life. Okay, so we'll open this some function bracket. Now, almost all the functions in Excel will take some data inside this bracket. Almost all the functions in Excel. There are very few functions which doesn't take any data. Okay, so whatever we give inside this bracket are called attributes. Okay, this is one word which I will be using every now and then. Attributes, or even we can call this as a parameter. Okay, or even arguments also. This can be an argument also. All these are same. Attributes, parameter, arguments are all same. What is that? The data which we are going to input inside this bracket. Now, what is the data which we need to put here? That is some data which is required to perform this particular function. Now, sum function, to find the sum, what do you need? You need numbers, right? I cannot come and tell you find the sum. Then you will ask me, sum of what? What should I do? From where should I get the sum from? Give me the numbers, then I will sum, right? Similarly, we need to tell Excel which are all the values to be summed. So in sum function, in this function, That is the argument which we need to pass on. How do we do that? Either we can put B2, comma B3, comma B4, comma B5. Like this we can do. This also will give you correct answer only. But again, as I told you, if you have 1000 numbers, then still there is a problem. So here we can use the range. We can use the range. Just now only we have learned about the ranges, right? So we can use that range. How do you use the range? What is the range address here? What is this cell? This cell is B2. Okay, this cell is B2 and colon B8. Okay, we have just learned about this range. So we can specify B2 colon B8, which will take all the cells between B2 and B8 and press enter. That is all. So how do you find the sum function? How do you do the sum function? Is equal to sum. You will open a bracket. You will mention the range name here. I mean the range address here, and close the bracket and press enter. Fine. So this is how you find the sum. Now let us calculate average using the function. If there were no function, how do you calculate the average? If there were, imagine there is no function to do that. In that case, how do you calculate the average? You will sum this value divided by the count. Right? We will sum this value divided by the count of values, right? So that is a series of steps. You don't have to follow all those steps. We can easily tell average. Average function also will have an opening bracket. The attribute which we are going to pass on to the average function is which are all the values to be taken into consideration while finding the average. Which are all the cells here? Here again we can use the range address only. What is this cell? This cell is D2. So D2 colon D8, which will find the average of all the cells starting from D2 to D8. Press enter. I have got the average value. So all these things we have the function. Now another function. There is a function called MAX. You might have guessed what will this function do. This function will calculate, will find out the largest entry in this particular range. Okay, this function will return the largest entry from a particular range. So how do we give the range here? Again, just like we have given for the sum and average functions, the same pattern. So here it is F2 colon F8. Bracket close, enter. I have got the maximum, the largest value in this given range. Next function, instead of max, I am using min. Yes, you guessed it correctly. This is to find out the least value in a given range. The smallest value in the given range. So we have learned sum function, average function, max function, min function. 4 functions we have learned till this point. Next function we are going to learn is equal to count, count. As the name suggests, this will count the number of cells. This will count the number of cells, but there is a small limitation here. It's not a limitation. Count function is not to count all the cells. Okay, let me put here S2 to H8. How many cells are there in S2 to H8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So obviously this should give 7 as the answer, right? But it's not, it will not give you 7 as the answer. What is the answer I am going to get? I am going to get only 3 as the answer. Even if we consider, okay, there are 2 blank cells. Out of 7 cells, there are 2 blank cells. Barring that blank cells, I should still get 5 only, right? I should still get 5 only. But I am not getting 5, I am getting only 3. So what is this 3 means? So count function will count the number of cells which contain numerical values. Count function will count the number of cells which contains numerical values in a given range. This value is a text value, ABD is a text value. This value BFD is a text value, and there are 2 blank values also. So 7 minus 4 is 3. That 3 we have got. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. These are the 3 cells which contain numerical values. Now there is another function called count A. Most of you might have guessed that count A will find the number of cells which contain characters, which means this function should return you 2 as the answer, right? Count A, because since there is an A, it will give you 2 as the answer. That is what most of you might have guessed, but that is wrong. Now what is 5? So count A function will count all the cells in the range which is not blank. So count A function will count the number of cells which is not blank in a given range. It can be a text value, it can be numerical value, it can be any other value, but it is not blank. Last function of the count, next function is count blank. Okay, what will this count blank do? As you have guessed it correctly, count blank will count the number of blank cells. Will count the number of blank cells. How many blank cells are there? This is a blank cell and this is another blank cell. So total 2 blank cells in this range. Okay, so count function returns number of cells which contain numerical values in a given range. Okay, count A function will return the number of cells which are not blank, and count blank, as the name suggests, count blank function will return the number of blank cells in a given range. Guys, I want you to make your own notes for this. Okay, we won't be providing any notes as such. So I wanted to I wanted you to write notes, keep the notes with you, because you might forget this. If you don't use this, you might forget this. Next month, I am asking you what will count function do? You will not be able to remember. So I strongly suggest you to prepare a note. Most of you might be doing it, but still I am just reminding on that part. Okay, fine. So we have learned 4 plus 3 functions, seven functions we have learned. We have learned 7 functions till now. Fine. Now, one more thing which we need to understand here, we can use combination of functions. We can use combination of different functions. What is this combination? What is combination? How do we combine two functions? For example, imagine you wanted to get the number of cells which contain only characters. Okay, you wanted to find the number of cells which contain only characters in a given range, which means here I should get the answer as 2 only. Is there any specific function to do that? No, there is no specific function to find out the number of cells which contain text value. We have a function to find out the number of cells which contain numerical values. Count function is there to find out the number of cells which contain numerical values, but there is no function as such to find out the number of text values in a given range. But then how do we get this done? We can use is equal to count function. Okay, count a function. Okay, you don't have to put capital letter and all. Count a function. So count a function, how much it will get? It will give you 1 minute. What is the value I'm going to get it from this particular function? It is 5, right? Minus count of this. So what will count a function give you? 5. What will count function will give you? 3. So 5 minus 3, you should get 2 as the answer. This is how we combine different functions in a formula, in a single formula. Okay, this is where you need to apply logic. As I told you earlier, I don't want to spoon feed you each and everything. These are all logic which you need to apply. You know there is a function here, you know there is a function here. So you can subtract. All right, fine. Now, I'm just stopping the share, Janvi, for a moment. I'm opening another file.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. The file is visible.
File is visible, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. Now, we are going to learn another range of functions. The 7 functions which we had learned right now are all the basic functions which you are going to use it on a daily basis. Okay, almost all those functions you will have to use it on a daily basis. And this is another set of functions again which is very important functions in Excel. And most of you will have to use this on a daily basis only. Okay, this is also very important function which we are going to discuss now. I'm just introducing a data to you, okay, where I'm capturing the name of some students, okay, the course where they have, the course in which they have registered, and what is the fee collected from this particular student. Okay, imagine this is a data which is captured from a college, front office. They are what are the details they are capturing? They are capturing the name of the student, the course which they have registered for, and the fees collected from them. So they're adding up the data each and every time. The student comes, they will capture the data, they will enter the data here, and it will go on. Now, end of the day, I want to get a report. What report do I want? I wanted to know how many admissions have come for BCom. Forget about Excel. Forget about Excel. What will you do if you are getting this on a paper? Which column will you go? Which column will you go here? This is the column, right? This you will go to this column, right? I'm telling, if you are not using Excel, if you are only using a pen and paper manually, what you are going to do? You are going to see the sheet and you are directly going to this course column, right? And you will manually count how many BCom are there, because each BCom is one registration. Each BCom is one admission. Okay, each BA is one admission. So each row of this particular table is one admission. So if I'm counting the number of BCom here, I will get the count of number of BCom admissions from this table. So I'll manually count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. It will count. You will count, right? But when you're using Excel, you can use a function called COUNTIF. You are not counting the whole thing, right? You are only counting the cells which follow a condition, which falls in a particular criteria, right? You're only counting those cells which falls in a particular criteria. Only those cells you are counting. In that case, you will have to use this function called COUNTIF. Now, COUNTIF will take 2 attributes. All the functions which you have learned till now, all the 7 functions had took only one particular range, right? But from now on, we are going to learn functions which will use more number of attributes also. In COUNTIF function, we'll need to give 2 different attributes. And what are all the attributes? Excel itself is showing you. You don't have to by heart this. You just have to understand what is this range and what is this criteria, how to give a range, how to give a criteria. Okay, so range is where we are going to count from. As I told you, when you are doing it manually, you went to this column, right? So here we need to tell Excel, go to this column. This is the column from where you need to count. So what I'll do is I'll give the range of the cells where we are going to put the course name. What am I going to do? I am going to specify the range where we are putting the course name. So in this case, I'll start from B3, okay, colon, and I'll go till B21. B21 is my last cell. So I'll put B21. So I'm asking Excel, go to this particular range. Now, after each attribute inside a function, you must put a comma. So this is one attribute is over, range I have given. Now I am moving on to the second attribute. So in between you need to put a comma. All the attributes should be separated by a comma. Second attribute, second attribute is the criteria. So we have told them from where do you need to count. Now you need to tell them what do you need to count. Here, what is the criteria I'm looking for? In this particular cell, I need to count the number of BCom. I need to count the number of the words BCom. So I'm looking for this particular word. That is why I am putting this on a double quotes. Okay. I need to get the exact count of, I am asking Excel to find out this exact word from the whole range. From this range, I am asking Excel to find where all are the BCom. This word is appearing. That is why I am putting this in a double quotes. Now, given two attributes, I can close the bracket and press enter. You will get the count. How many BCom registrations are there? We have 8 BCom registrations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hope you are clear with the function now. In countif function, there are two attributes which is required. The first one, range, from where do you need to count. Second one is criteria, what do you need to count. After giving those two attributes, you can close the bracket, press enter, you will get the count. Just a second. I'm just getting a very important call. Just a second, Janvi. I'm muting.
Yeah, students, please wait. Wait for 2 minutes.
Okay, I am back. I am extremely sorry that I got a very important call, which I don't want, I can't miss it out.
Yes, sir. Not
All
an
right,
issue,
so
sir.
yeah. So I was talking about this countif function where we need to give two attributes. The first attribute is from where do you need to count. Second attribute is what do you need to count. What is the criteria, right? Now, having understood this function, we also need to understand some more important things while we are using this kinds of function. See, the problem here is I might add one more student here of BCom only. Okay, what was the count earlier? It was 8. It is still 8 only. It should have been 9, right? It should have been 9. Now this BCom is not getting counted to this particular function. Why? Because we have asked Excel only to look on this particular range, B3 to B21. B3 to B21. So B22 is not included in that range. That is why that BCom is not getting counted automatically. So what is the solution? Every time you cannot go here and adjust the. So this time I can do B22. Enter. I'll get the 9. I'll get 9 as the answer. After that, one more entry will come. Entry will come. What will you do? Again, you'll have to go to this function and change this. It is not practically possible, right? Every time you cannot go to the function and correct it. So the another solution here is that you can even tell B100. Okay, so till the 100th entry you don't have to worry. Till the 100th entry you don't have to worry. But again, you cannot stop the admissions, right? Admissions will come and we wanted admissions to come. So 101st entry, again, if somebody is typing some course name here, that will not be taken to the consideration. That will not be taken into consideration here. So to avoid all these hiccups, to avoid all these problems, one single solution is there. What I will do is, I'll just put B colon B. Now, what does this B colon B means? What is the first cell in the B column? It's B1. What is the last cell in B column? It is B 10,48,576. Where did I get this 10,48,576? Remember, I had told you these many rows are there in an Excel sheet, right? 10,48,576 rows are there in an Excel worksheet, which we had discussed yesterday. So in the B column, the first cell is B1, last cell is B 10,48,576. So here I can either put B1 to B 10,48,576. But remembering this number is not easy. Okay, remembering this number is not easy. B1 to B 10,48,576. Okay, remembering this number is not easy. So instead, we can give B colon B. It is as good as we are telling B1 to B 10,48,576. Okay, both are same. B1 to B 10,48,000 38,576 and B colon B are this one and the same. So you don't have to bother about it. Hope it's clear. Now, second problem. Another problem here is, now I wanted to find the count of the BA student, BA admission. After that, I wanted to count the number of BSc admission. Do we need to give the function again and again? Most of you would have guessed you need to drag. But if I drag, will I get the answer correctly? Why it's an error? When I'm dragging it, will you get the answer correctly? Is this number right? It is wrong. I don't have BA. I don't have 10 admissions for BA. I only have, I think, only 3 admissions are there in BA. I have only 5 admissions in BSc. It is giving 10. Why it is giving 10 for all these? Because we are asking them to count the number of BCom in all the cells. See, this BCom will not automatically change to BA. This BCom will not automatically change to BSc because this is not a cell reference. Only if it is a cell reference will this get relatively changed. Only if it is a cell reference will it get relatively changed. But this is a fixed value. This is not a cell reference. This is a text value. Text values will not get relatively changed. Fine. So to get this relatively changed, we need to give a cell address. Which cell address will we give? We can give this cell address because E3 have got this particular text. So countif function will read the content from E3. What is the content from E3? It is BCom. Pressing enter, I'll get the count of BCom only. Now I can drag this. Now see, E3 became E4, relatively changed. What is there in E4? E4 we have the value as BA. So I'm getting 3. What is there in E5? E5 I have the value as BSc. I've got it. Coming down, E5 became E6. What is there in E6? E6 have the value BBA. Clear? So this is how you actually have to use the function to get your work simpler and automated. All right. So I hope now you have understood how to effectively use a function. Okay. Now you know this function, you know the attributes of this function, and you also have understood how to effectively use a function and how to make your life more simpler. All right. Now, second requirement. Next requirement here, I also wanted to get the total fee collected for each course. So how much fees have been collected for BCom? Only for BCom. How much fees I have collected for BA? That should be given here. So again, forget about Excel. Imagine you are using a pen and paper. You are getting this sheet as a printout and you are asked to get this particular thing done. You are asked to get the total fee collected for BCom course. what will you do? You will see here, you will go to this column only first, and you will see if there is any BCom word here. If there is a BCom word here, you will go to this corresponding column, right? And you will write this number 900 in a paper. You will just write 900 in a paper. Then again you will search. There is another BCom in the same column. Again, I will go to the corresponding next column. In the fee collected column, what is the value? There is 800. I will write that 800. Once I find all the values, I will manually get the total. Right? So that is about BCom. And BA, again, you will go to this column. You will search for BA word. Okay, there is a BA word here. Okay. And in corresponding column, corresponding fee collected column of this particular column, we have another value 880. I'll write this 880 here. Next value 780. I'll write 780 here. Again, I will manually get the total and write that value against this BA. Correct. So that is how you does it. Similarly, if you are asking Excel to do it, you have a function called SUMIF. Okay. Remember, you are not getting the total of the all values. You are not getting the total fee collected. I need only the fee collected for, the total fee collected for BCom. There is a criteria involved. There is a criteria involved in this. You don't have to get the whole total. Okay. So to get the total of a range where there is a criteria involved, then you must use the function called SUMIF. Sum function was only to get the total. There is no criteria. If there is no criteria, you just have to get the sum of a range. You can use the sum function. If there is a criteria, then you must use SUMIF function. Now, SUMIF function will take three attributes. SUMIF function will take three different attributes. What is the first attribute? First attribute is the range. What is the range here? From where do you need to search? Manually, coming back to the manual option, where did you search the BCom word from? You searched from this particular column, right? That is the column I need to specify here. We need to tell them, go to this particular column. How do you write the B column? So I'll write B:B, like the one we have used in COUNTIF also. Comma. Now, what is my next parameter? What is my next parameter? It is the criteria. So what is the word which you are going to look up in this particular column? What is the word you are searching in this particular column? What is the word? It is BCom. Either we can give BCom like this in the double quotes, or similar to the COUNTIF function, we can refer to this cell also. Similar to the COUNTIF function, you can refer this column also. Okay, comma. Now, we have gone to this column. We have searched for the word BCom. What is the next step? Manually, what is the next step? We will see what is the value which is corresponding to this particular column. Right? We will see what is the value in the fee collected column corresponding to this particular column. So that is the sum range. From where do you need to find the sum from? I wanted to find the sum from C:C. Bracket close. So three parameters. First parameter, from where do you need to search? What do you need to search? Once you find a value, from which column do you want the sum from? These are the three attributes which you need to give. Press enter. I am getting the total as 8,000. I am dragging this and I am getting the total for each course. So the total fee collected for BCom course is 8,000. BA is 2440, BSc is this much, and BBA is this much. So we have learned two more functions. Along with the basic functions we have learned, this is another most important two functions, because this function you will require to create reports and all. Many a times you will have to give consolidated reports to the management, right? So in that case, you can use these kinds of functions. Hope it's clear to you. Now, Janvi, you can take up the questions if there is any questions. We'll take 5 minutes for that.
Yes, sir. Sure. Students, do you have any questions till now what sir has explained? We are waiting for 2 minutes. We'll wait, sir, for some time, for 2 minutes more.
Yeah.
Students, is it clear till the time that sir has explained now? So one student is telling, please repeat the last part. Hello, Rajneesh sir.
Okay, I went on to mute. Okay.
Yes.
Repeat the last part.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, last part is, I think it was, we have talked about the SUMIF function, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take up the SUMIF function again. Now, what is the SUMIF function used for? SUMIF function is used to find the sum of a range of cells which follows under a criteria. Okay, so here I am using the SUMIF function to find out the sum only for the BCom course. Okay, so for that I must look on to this BCom. I must look on to this column and search for the BCom value, BCom text. Okay, and I must go to this particular column. And I must go to this particular column and find out the total. Find out the total from this particular column. That is the requirement. So here, SUMIF function, the first parameter, the first attribute is the range. What is the range here? Here the range is B:B, because this is where we are going to search a particular value. After putting a comma, you need to give the criteria. What is the criteria? Okay, what is the value which here we are going to search for? In this particular row, I am going to search for the value BCom. So I'll select BCom from this cell because E3 have got this word called BCom. Now, after going to this column, searching for the value BCom, what do you need to do next? You must get the total of the fee collected column. So here, as the third parameter, you must specify the column from where do you need to get the total from. Where are the values to find out the total? Here the values are in C colon C. Bracket close, enter, I am getting the answer. So these are the three parameters or attributes which we are going to use in used to get the total of BCom course. And we can now drag the formula. I am getting corresponding total for each course. Hope it should be clear to you.
Yes, sir. Then one question is, just a moment, sir. I'm going through the questions.
Yeah.
Can you explain total fee collected once again?
And that is the one which we have explained again, right?
Okay.
I hope maybe he have messaged this before my explanation.
Yeah, before your explanation, I think. Yes. Sir, one student is trying, I think so, and he or she has said that I'm getting 0 as my answer.
Okay, but in that case, I need to see their data. Only then I'll be able to tell how they have done.
Yes, sir.
Because only then we'll be able to understand what is the error.
Yes, sir. Now, students will not be able to understand until and unless we see the actual screenshot that what function you have used and how you have used.
Correct.
If you can send the screenshot
and you
here
also need to I also need to see your data. How did you where have you put your data? How have you entered your data like that?
Yes, sir, correct.
And one more thing. Okay, here I'll give you a word of caution. Out of my experience, there were whenever I took this particular sum if function, whoever have got the 0 as the value, there is a chance, there is always a high chance that you might have given a small space here. Okay, so here in this criteria, I am just giving a space and press enter. Now see, my answer is 0. This is 0 and this is 0. Because this BCom where there is no space and this BCom where there is a space in the last, both are two different BComs for Excel. For us, this is same. For manually, for human, this is same. But for Excel, these are two different BCom. So check if you have any space in between, or you might have put B dot BCom here. Again, you will get an error only. These are the possible chances.
Yes, sir. There might be a chance. So student who has got 0 in the answer, please check again, as sir has explained. The one question is, what if some similar data is also in other sheets? Should we use the same formula sheet by sheet?
Okay, they're asking if we have a similar data
Yes,
in another sheet.
Yes,
And
sir.
there also they need to get the same kind of a table. Is that so, or they are
Yes, sir.
asking you to?
How do we do it? Do the formula sheet by sheet? That is what he's asking, he or she.
See, either you can copy this sheet that I will show you. For example, I wanted to, that requirement is not clear, that doubt is not clear, but still whatever I have understood, I am telling. If you wanted to
Sir,
duplicate this sheet, I can right click
sir,
on this.
sir, if there is similar data, similar, not same, similar data in another
Ha,
sheet. So
ha,
the student is asking, should we use the same formula
ha.
sheet by sheet? Yes, that's what.
Yes, yes, yes. You'll have to
Okay.
you'll have to write the same formula again and again. Otherwise, once you learn about macros and all, you can, you can automate that also. That is highly advanced. Till you learn macros and all, you'll have to do this manually again and again in each sheet.
So one student is telling, can we insert B3 instead of E3 in SUMIF function because both cells have same word BCom?
Excellent question. B3 is also having BCom and E3 is also having BCom. Why did I choose E3 only? Excellent question. If I'm giving B3, see, the problem is you are giving a criteria from the source data only. Source data can change at any point of time. The source data can change. See, there is no error which is going to come. I'll get the answer also. But the problem is that if we are changing the source data, tomorrow I'm understanding, okay, this was not BCom, this was BA. I might change the source data. What will happen? My answer is wrong, right? So never choose the criteria cell from the source range. Never choose the criteria cell from the source range. Create another table and use this criteria from that table only. Use the cell from that table only to get it as a criteria. So criteria and the source range should not be from, criteria should not be from the source range. For Excel, there is no mistake, there is no error which will pop up, nothing. But it is logically, it is wrong.
Okay, sir. Sir, next question is, do we have a cross-check mechanism to find out whether the output is correct?
There is no cross-check mechanisms and all. We'll have to use it. You'll have to calculate manually only. But yes, we have something called formula auditing and all. But even then, you cannot tell, you cannot check if the calculation is correct or wrong. Calculation will be correct only. Provided your data is correct. If the data is having some problem, obviously the calculation will also go wrong.
Okay, sir. Next question, I'll check, sir. 1 minute.
Yeah.
Student is telling even after removing space, he or she is getting 0. Now, student, can you send a screenshot in this?
Only then I will be able to understand that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once it is given, then only we will be able to understand. Sir will be able to understand where the error is.
Yeah.
So one student is asking, which are the cases where we have to use SUMIF and COUNTIF?
See, if you wanted to get a total of a range, okay, simply I wanted to get the total. I just wanted to sum all the values in this range. Then you have to just use sum only is equal to sum. Okay. But if there is a criteria involved, I don't want all the cells to be summed. In this case, I don't want all the cells in the fee collected column to be totaled. I wanted to total only where the criteria is fulfilled. So there is a criteria involved. Only in those cases will you use SUMIF function. Even in COUNTIF also, if you just wanted to get the count of the values, you can either use count function or count a function. But if there is a criteria involved, I don't want the whole count. I just wanted to count where the criteria is fulfilled. So if the criteria is involved, then you will have to use COUNTIF. Hope that makes clear.
Yes, sir. So one question is, if there are subdivision in BCom like your 1, 2, 3, then how will we do it? If
there is a subdivision, then again, if you wanted to see, for example, you have mainly electives. Let us take electives. In BCom, computer science is one elective. There can be IT as an elective, cooperation as an elective. Like that, there might be different electives. So I think I understand the question is, if there is a subdivision like this, then how many BCom CS is there? How many BCom IT is there? How many BCom cooperation is there? In that case, we have to actually check for two different criteria. Okay. Now here we only checked for one criteria. So if there is multiple criteria involved, then you will have to use another function called SUMIFS. Okay, this function we will cover it maybe after some time. Okay, but this function will only work with Office 365 versions and above. This SUMIFS function will work with only for Office 365 and above. So this is the only option where you can look for multiple criteria and find the sum which follows all those criteria. Okay, sir. All the questions are over? So one moment. So I'm checking the question. Yeah, no problem. One question is, can we do average of SUMIF? We can use average if there is a function called average if itself. Okay, see, I think he is asking about that only. There is a function called average if. Okay, in the average if, just like SUMIF, we have three different criteria. The first criteria, exactly like SUMIF only, I'll give the range from where do we need to get the, from where do we need to look for the criteria. Okay, comma, the criteria here, comma, and the average range. Instead of sum range, here it is average range. From where do we need to get the average from? I must get the average from this fee collected column. So I'll select this C column C and bracket close, enter. 1 second. I'll reduce the font size. This is the function average if, the range, the criteria, and the average range. Ditto of SUMIF only.
Okay, sir. Only these many questions, sir.
Only these many questions. All right.
Yes.
Now, let us learn another tool in Excel. 1 second.
So you have to share the screen.
Yeah, I'll share. I have not shared.
Okay.
I'm just looking for another file.
Okay.
Hope the screen is visible now.
Yes, sir. Visible. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, let us learn another important concept, another important feature in Excel. When you get a data, to analyze that data properly, you might have to sort that data. Okay. So, for example, I have a data here, which is the data set of the orders received by a company. This company have operations in 4 different states. We have operations in Kerala, we have operations in Tamil Nadu, we have operations in Telangana, and we have operations in Karnataka as well. 4 different states are there. Okay, for each order, I'm having the order date, the state, the city, the category, the product quantity, unit price, and total value columns. Okay, now this complete data is fully scattered. It is not at all in a particular order. So I decide to make this data in a particular order. In this case, I wanted to order this on the basis of a state column. I wanted to order this on the basis of state column, which means we must get all the Karnataka data first. All the Karnataka data should come together first. Then we need to get the Kerala data. Then we need to get the Tamil Nadu data, and then we need to get the Telangana data. So like that, it should be ordered. Which means we are ordering this on the basis of alphabetical order. A to Z. Alphabetical order can be ascending or descending also, right? Ascending is A to Z and descending is Z to A. So if I am ordering this particular column in A to Z manner, which value will come first? As I told you, we have 4 states: Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana. Right? If we are ordering this on the basis of alphabetical order A to Z, then what value will come first? Karnataka value will come first because KA. Then we will get Kerala. Then we will get Tamil Nadu. And then we will get Telangana. Right? So this is the order I am going to make. So let us order this particular data on the basis of state column. To sort, so to sort the data, whatever be the data is, you must select all the cells in that particular table. How do you select all the cells? There is a shortcut. There is a shortcut to select all the cells. Shortcut is Control A. Control A for selecting the whole data. But remember, when you are pressing Control E, you must ensure that you are inside this data. For example, I am clicking here, which is outside the data. I am in this cell, which is completely outside the data. Now I am pressing Control A. What would happen? The whole sheet will be selected. Whole sheet will be selected. Using this, you cannot sort and all because it might even hang. The system might even hang because it's whole sheet we have selected. So ensure you are inside the data. Ensure you have selected any cells inside the data before you press Control A. So Control A. After that, you have to go to the Home tab. In the Home tab, you might find there is something called Sort and Filter. In some systems, you will find that Sort and Filter is written there. In some systems like this, only icon will be shown. Both cases, it is Sort and Filter only. This is the icon for Sort and Filter. I'll click on this. From this, you have to go to the Custom Sort. Okay, go to the Custom Sort. Here, in the first field, click on this drop down and select the state. Why did I select the state here? Because I wanted to sort it on the basis of state column. So all the column headings will be displayed here. All the column headings, see the order, date, state, city, category, product, all those column headings are being displayed here. From that, I am selecting the state from that drop down. Now, on the second box, do not do anything. Do not even touch on that. Third one, order. Order, you can choose either A to Z or Z to A. I am choosing A to Z here and click on OK. As I told you, the first data is of Karnataka, followed by the data from Kerala, followed by the data from Tamil Nadu, followed by the data from Telangana. So all the complete data have been sorted on the basis of alphabetical order A to Z for the state column. Hope the basic sorting is clear to you. Now we are going to move to an advanced sorting method. This is basic sorting. We are going to move to advanced or multi-level sorting. There is something called multi-level sorting. So here I have the state name sorted. Without touching this, I have to get this category column also sorted. I don't want to touch this. Okay, this sorting should not be removed. Keeping the sorting, I must get this category column also sorted, which means Category, they have 4 different categories. Bars are there, cookies are there, crackers are there, snacks are there. Okay, so alphabetical order means the first one is bars, then it is cookies, then it is crackers, then it is snacks. So in this case, keeping the Karnataka, keeping the state column sorted, I must get all the bars data, the category bars, all those category where it is bars should be displayed first. Inside Karnataka, all the bars data should be displayed first. Then in the same Karnataka, I must get the cookies data. Then in the same Karnataka, I must get the crackers data. Then in same Karnataka, I must get the snacks data. After Karnataka data is over, when the Kerala data starts, again Kerala bars data should be shown. Then Kerala cookies, then Kerala crackers, then Kerala snacks. After that, Tamil Nadu bars, cookies, crackers, snacks, and then Telangana bars, cookies, crackers, snacks, like that. So keeping the sorting, we are adding one more level of sorting. This is called multi-level sorting. Now let us learn how do we sort, how do we do multi-level sorting. Okay, so I'll select the whole data. I'll select the whole data and I'll go to the home tab, sort and filter, custom sort. Okay, so you will notice that the state column is already sorted. It is there, that level is there. Do not touch on that. Just click on add level. Click on add level. What is the next level? Here I must sort this on the basis of category. Again, I am not touching here. I am not touching here also because here I don't want to touch because I wanted it only in the A to Z format only. Okay. See, now Karnataka, the bars data is shown first. Same Karnataka, cookies data is shown next. Same Karnataka, the crackers data is shown. Same Karnataka, the snacks data is shown. After that, Kerala data will start, and inside Kerala, bars, cookies, crackers, snacks. Tamil Nadu, bars, cookies, crackers, and snacks. So we have got one more level of sorting in this table. And we can add one more level. Even further, we can add one more level. In this case, I am going to sort it on the basis of quantity also. So under Karnataka, under the bars category, the lowest quantity should show first. Then it should gradually increase, and the highest quantity under the Karnataka bars, the highest quantity should be shown last. After that, Karnataka cookies. Karnataka cookies lowest quantity to be shown first, and Karnataka cookies highest quantity should to be shown last. So like that, the bars, cookies, crackers, and snacks should be, the quantity also should be sorted. Again, I'll Control A, select all. I'll go to custom sort. Okay, I'll go to custom sort again. I'll just select this particular level and click on add level. And click on add level. The first level is state, second level is category, third level I am adding quantity. Quantity again, we have smallest to largest and largest to smallest. If it is a text column, if the column is having the text values, then we will get A to Z and Z to A. But if in case of numerical column, we will get smallest to largest and largest to smallest. Okay, now I click on OK. Now see, under Karnataka, under the bars, we are getting the lowest quantity first. Then it will gradually increase, and largest quantity under the Karnataka bars will be shown last. Lowest quantity in Karnataka cookies shown first. Largest quantity in the Karnataka cookies is showing last. So we are not touching this sorting. We are not touching this sorting also. But we are adding one more level of quantity. Like that, how many ever columns are there? Since we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns in this, I can have 8 different levels here. I can have 8 different levels here, since we have 8 columns. So that is about sorting and multi-level sorting.
So,
Yeah, I'm there. I'm
sir,
there. I'm there. Yeah.
sorry? Okay.
Tell me.
Sir, there is one question right now, so if it can be sorted out.
Yeah.
So one question is there any limit for adding levels?
The limit is the number of columns only. If you have 10 columns, you can have 10 levels. If you have 15 columns, you can have 15 levels, like that.
Okay, sir. Sir, one student is telling to please repeat the process again.
Okay. So I will remove this sortings. Okay. So the process is select the whole data, go to the home tab, click on sort and filter, click on custom sort. Here, sort by field, you can click on the drop down where you will find all the column headings from our data. Whatever column headings are there in our data, all those column headings will be listed here. You can choose which column, on the basis of which column you need to sort the data from. Here in this case, I am going to sort it on the basis of state at the first time. And do not touch on this particular part. Go to the order. You can specify on which order you wanted to sort the data. Currently, I am not changing it because I wanted to sort this on the basis of A to Z only. And I click on OK. Now I can see that all the Karnataka data has been come together. Then the Kerala data has come together. Then the Tamil Nadu data and then the Telangana data in the alphabetical order, ascending alphabetical order. Okay. Now, if you wanted to add one more level, if you wanted to get the category column also sorted without touching on this particular column, you can again select the whole data, go to the sort and filter again custom sort. In this case, you can click on add level. From this drop down, I can go to the category. Here again, it is A to Z only. And click on OK. Okay. Now again, I can add one more level on the basis of quantity also, custom sort. Add level. Here quantity. In quantity, we will get, since this is a numerical column, we will get these two options, smallest to largest and largest to smallest. I'll get the smallest to largest only and I'll click on OK. So even this process can be done in one shot also. You don't have to come out again and again. Since I was I was explaining this, I came out of this. Otherwise, you can do all the process in one shot. I can go to the custom sort. Here I'll select the state, add level. Here I'll select the category, add level, and here I'll select the quantity. Like that also you can do. You don't have to come out again and again. And click on OK. I'll get all the data sorted. Hope it's clear now.
Yes, sir. Clear to the student.
All right. Now we are going to learn about the filters in Excel. Now, what is a filter? What is a filter? What is a water filter? In water filter, what we will do is we will get the pure water and all the unwanted particles in the water will be thrown off. Right? But in this case of Excel, we are not going to throw off anything. We are only going to hide the unwanted data. For example, I wanted to see only the Karnataka data or the Tamil Nadu data here. Only Tamil Nadu data should be displayed. All the other data, Karnataka, Kerala and Telangana data should be hidden. In that case, we can use filter. In that case, we can use the filters. How do we enable the filter? The steps to enable the filter: select all the column headings. Select all the column headings of the table. Again, go to the Home tab, the same button where we have taken sorting. Inside this button, you will find an option called filter. Click on filter. Click on filter. Now you will notice that for each and every column, there is a small drop down button which has come. All right. Now, if you wanted to filter only the Tamil Nadu data, in which column does this Tamil Nadu coming? It is coming in the state column, right? So you must click on the drop down of state column. Click on this drop down. Here you will find select all, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana and all. Disable this select all. Okay, when you disable select all the state names, all the tick marks would have disappeared. Now select only Tamil Nadu. Click on this box, Tamil Nadu box only, click. So that only Tamil Nadu data is enabled now, and click on OK. See, now I am able to see only Tamil Nadu data. Karnataka data, Kerala data, Telangana data. Is it gone? Is it removed? No, not at all. It is just hidden. Clear? This is how we does a basic filtering. Now, one more thing which we need to understand when we filter. If you see a data, you must be able to understand whether this data is filtered or not. Because sometimes you might feel that, okay, only this data is available. There are no other data. But it's not right. There are other data also, but it is hidden. So you must be able to understand if this data is hidden, if data is filtered or not. How do you understand? What is the easiest method to understand this? One method is that in this drop down, there is a small dot also. Small dot. But it is not easy to understand. But it is not easy to identify. Then what is the option next? You can see the raw numbers in a blue color. The raw numbers are in blue color. Normally the raw numbers are in black color. See, this is the normal color of the raw numbers, but here it is blue color. If you see this blue color, you can make sure that this data is filtered. Okay, so I can go here, I can select all and click OK. All my data has came back here. Clear? So this is the basic filtering. So either you can filter only one state data, or you can select multiple data also. I wanted to see only Karnataka and Tamil Nadu data. So I'll give a tick mark for both these items and click on OK. Now I am able to see Karnataka data and Tamil Nadu data as well. So I can have multiple selections also in the filter. Okay. Now that was basic filtering. Now we have something called advanced filtering options also. If this is a text column, if this column is having text values inside this column, then you will find something called text filters. You will find something called text filters. Inside the text filters, there are some additional sub options. Okay, one of those options is equals, does not equal, begins with. Let us try this. I'm clicking on begins with. Okay, in this box we can give a single character or a group of characters. In this case I am going to put T. I am going to put T. So what will this filter? This will filter all the state names which starts with the T. All the state names which starts with a T. Which are all the state names which starts with T in our data? Tamil Nadu and Telangana. So I'll click on OK. I'll get Tamil Nadu and Telangana data only, because these are the state names which is starting with the letter T. Okay, you can even give a combination of letters also. For example, I am going to give KER. So all the state names which begins with KER. Which is the data which begins with KER? It is Kerala only. It is Kerala only. Okay, that is advanced filtering. So you can explore all these options one by one. Inside the text filters, all these options I wanted you to try this one by one. Each and everything is self-explanatory. Now, if this was a number column, if the column is having number values, numerical values, then your advanced filtering will show new number filters. Number filters, you will have a different type of sub options. There is no begins with, ends with, and all. We have greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, between, top 10, like that options we have. Okay, so I'll click on greater than. Here I'll just put a value of 50. So now this will filter only those values where the quantity is above 50. The data is showing only those orders for where the quantity is greater than 50. Clear? That is about the number filters. You even have the top, for example, I want to see only the top 5 quantity items. Top 5. I don't want to see any other data. Only 5 order data I need to see, which have the highest quantity. Top 5 quantity I need to see. But here, if you go to the number filters, you do not have an option called top 5. You only have an option called top 10. Click on that. No problem. Click on that. Change this 10 to 5. Change this 10 to 5 because I need to get only 5 items, top 5 items only. I'll click on OK. Now I'm getting only top 5 items. So you can specify that number. Inside this top 10, you can specify whether you need to get the top 5 items or 3 items or 20 items, whatever. You can specify that number here. Okay, that is about the number filters. Now, you have a date value. You have a date value in a column. I'm going to this particular date. Okay, if it is a date column, your basic filtering itself is different. Your basic filtering itself will look different. This works on a drill down model. I'll be able to see only the years because I have the data only for 2020 and 2021 inside this. I have the data only for 2020 and 2021. No other years are there. So that is why here it is showing 2020 and 2021. Now, imagine I need to see all the orders which has come in 2020 March. What do I need to see? I need to see only those orders which has come in the March month of 2020 year. The first and foremost thing which I need to do is disable this select all and click on this plus button of 2020. You will find 2 plus buttons. So this is drill down button. I'll click on drill down button. So what do we need to do? I must select the March here. Okay, no other months are selected. Only March I have selected. For which year? For 2020 year. I'll click on OK. I'm getting the March order data of 2020. Now, when we go to the date filters, when we go to the advanced filtering of the date column, you will get a whole lot of new items. So many options are there. You have tomorrow. For example, I wanted to see if there is any data that of tomorrow, which means tomorrow means for Excel, tomorrow means what is today's date? As per my system, the today's date is 26th August. Okay, so tomorrow means it will be obviously 27th August. So if there is any data that of 27th August 2024, that will be shown when you are filtering with tomorrow. So like that, all these are based on the system date. Okay, all these are calculated based on the system date. You also have before. What is before? Before means you can specify any date. All the orders which has come before that particular date will be shown. Example, let me see if there is any data before 15th June. Okay, even you have a calendar option here. You can select it from the calendar option. 2020. I'll click here. Okay. I'll have to scroll whole way to the back to go to reach to 2021. So June 15, 2021. Okay. If the order date is before 15/6/2021, then those data is to be displayed. See, all those dates which is before 2021 June, 15th June is displayed. No other data. No, the data which is after 15th June 2021 is not displayed. Okay, so like that we have different advanced date filters. You can explore this. Clear? So this is filtering in Excel. We have learned about basic filtering and advanced filtering as well. Now, Janvi, if you have any questions, we can take those questions and then we'll break for the lunch.
Okay, sir. Sure. So students, if you have any doubts now, just mention in the Q&A section. We'll take it up. We'll wait for 2 minutes. One student is telling, please repeat the filter part once again.
Okay, he is asking me to do it from the beginning. Fine,
Yes.
not a problem. Not a problem. I'll do that. The basic filtering is whenever. Okay, I'll start it from the beginning only. I'll remove this filter option. When you wanted to filter, you must select all the column headings, and you must go to the home tab, sort and filter. Under this option, you need to select the filter. Now, if you want to filter on the basis of state column, if you wanted to see only Tamil Nadu data, all the other data has to be hidden. In that case, you need to click on the drop down, which is in this particular column. Okay, from here, you can remove the select all by clicking on it. Okay, and you can select only those data which you wanted to see. Either you can select one cell or different criteria also. I am selecting Tamil Nadu and Telangana here. I'll click on OK. I'll get all the data from Tamil Nadu and Telangana only. All the other data has been hidden. If you want it back, then you must go here. You must select the whole thing and click on OK. So that was the basic filtering. When it comes to advanced filtering, if it is a text-based column, you must go to the text filters. Inside the text filters, you have different options like equals, does not equal, begins with, ends with, and all. For example, I am clicking on begins with. I am giving KER. It will give me all the data where the state name starts with KER. Whichever state names which start with KER will be shown. In our case, we have only one state which is starting with KER, which is Kerala. So only Kerala data has been filtered. If it is a number column, the advanced filtering will have totally different items. Under the number filters option, we have different items. For example, I am clicking on greater than, then I'll get, okay, then I'll put 50 here and I'll click on OK. Now I will get all the order data where the quantity is above 50. Another filter which we have seen here was top 10. Imagine I wanted to see only top 5 quantities. Okay, only those orders which has the top 5 quantities. In that case, number filters, go to the top 10 only, change the value to 5 because I wanted to get the top 5. I'll click on OK. So I'll get top 5 items. That was advanced number filtering. Now, if it is a date, in the date column, the basic filtering itself is different. This works on a drill down model. If you want to see only 2020 March data, then you need to click on this plus button. Okay, first of all, remove the select all, click on this plus button, select only 2020 March under the 2020 and click on OK. I'm getting only the data that of March 2020. I'll click again, select all. In the date filters, we have totally different items. So many sub options are there for the date filters, like today, tomorrow, yesterday. All these works on the basis of my system date. So for example, if I'm clicking on tomorrow, If there is any data that of 27th July, only those data will be filtered. All the other data will be hidden. All the other data will be hidden. And you can have other different advanced filtering options also. Hope this is clear now.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
So just let me check. So one student is asking, can we represent the filter in graphs and charts?
Yes, when we are talking about the graph, we will be covering the graph part also. We can filter in the graph only. We can do that.
Just let me check, sir. Yeah, the student is clear who asked for repetition.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, clear, sir.
Right. So we'll break for the lunch now.
Yes,
and we'll
sure.
assemble back at 1 o'clock.
Yes, sir, sure. So students will be taking a break now. It's almost 12 and we'll be back at 1 p.m. for the Microsoft session again. So take a break and thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.